Alrighty, here we go. And what the hell? It's not looking good here, folks. I don't want to resign on... When do I have to resign, potentially? On September 13th, Monday, September 13th, I would not like to resign. But if this happens, I may have to resign. And it's going to crush me, but I speak for the I speak for the people out there. And I may have led the people astray. I don't think so, deep down. But these Bears people, folks, they are not budging so far. We still have a week and a half. Still have a couple of days. Truly hoping something changes. But the Bears general manager Ryan Pace says there's no need for us to rush Justin Fields. Of course there's a need to rush for Justin Fields because he's better than Andy Dalton. Because Andy Dalton's not going to win you meaningful games. It's unfortunate, but we know that's going to be the case. So... we told y'all this was a huge bet that we really were kind of staking our entire reputation on. We have been hammering this bet. We have been speaking about this bet this entire offseason. We have not spoke about a bet the way that we have spoken about this Justin Fields being the week 1 starter bet. And so far, he's not the week 1 starter yet, and we're running out of time. So, if he's not the week 1 starter, I will have to resign, folks. That's my duty here. I've let y'all down. I will have to resign. I will go into debt that will cripple me for the rest of my life, and it will not be good, folks. So let's go into this article and see the reasons why. I need specific reasons. You can't just say there's no need for us to rush to Justin Fields. I need some reasons. I need to know because I'm not seeing any reasons. Andy Dalton's not good. He's not really a great winner. He's an average-ish winner. Nothing great. Never won a playoff game. I mean, folks, he had it with the Bengals. He had his entire career with the Bengals and made nothing of it. Made nothing of it. They were the laughingstock because we all knew they would have a decent year record-wise, but once they got to the playoffs, they were instant losers. We knew that was going to happen every single season, and what happened every single season? Exactly just that. So Ryan Pace, you better come up with some airtight reasons why you are not starting Justin Fields right now, because I cannot even think, I can't even begin to imagine of thinking of one. So let's see what he says, and if we agree, which we will not, but let's see if he can sell us. Let's see. Let's read this article. Here we go. Despite all the hope and optimism that came with the Chicago Bears selection of quarterback Justin Fields, head coach Matt Nagy has remained steadfast that the team is going into the 2021 season with veteran Andy Dalton as the starting quarterback. It's a situation supported by Bears general manager Ryan Pace, who on Wednesday offered his encouragement for Dalton leading the way and underlined the belief in developing Fields, saying, quote, I just feel like we're in a good position with Andy. It starts with how we feel about Andy, and we're very confident in him and where he's at, so there's no need to rush Justin. Okay, they feel confident with Andy Dalton. What has Andy Dalton shown, y'all, that's so confident? Let's go to his preseason games here. He played in the first 2, didn't play in the last one. Andy Dalton, preseason game number 1, 2 of 4 for 18 yards. Okay, do you go 3 and out? He pick up a first down, pass incomplete on 3rd and 4, not picking up a first down, have to go 3 and out. And then his next drive, we get, what do we get? We get 3rd and 2, pass incomplete. So you're telling me that you're confident in Andy Dalton, who went 3 and out his first 2 drives, preseason game number 1, while having an incomplete pass on 3rd and 4 and an incomplete pass on 3rd and 2. You feel confident in that? That's the bar? That's your confidence bar? To have pass incompletes on 3rd and short and not pick up the first down and have to punt the ball away? Shit, sign me up. I can be quarterback if you're not expecting first downs. Yeah, I can go 3 and out every single drive. How hard is that? That's literally the bare minimum. So that's what Ryan Pace is confident in? Oh, okay, you be confident in that. Losing games while you're on the hot seat. Okay, that sounds real smart. Did he play after this turnover? No, he didn't. Unfortunate. But what do we get in preseason game number 2 here? Andy Dalton played a little bit more here. 11 of 17 for 146 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So, once again, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. It cancels each other out, folks. Let's see some of these drives here, Andy Dalton. Because they got blown out by the Bills 41-15. Chicago put up 6 points in the first half. That's pretty much all Andy Dalton. 6 points? That was the problem with Nick Foles last season, not putting up the points. Let me bring up the Bears schedule right here because this is going to be an interesting point. Let's look at Nick Foles' performances in those losses because I think they were good performances stats-wise, but they didn't result into any points and they didn't result into any wins. That's why they had to go back to Mitch Trubisky. So let's bring up this Bears schedule and see when Nick Foles was playing and what his production was like playing because, like we said, Andy Dalton has good stats. When you look at Andy Dalton's stats on paper, they are good. You would be like, oh, this is a serviceable starting quarterback in this league. But then you look at his record and never winning a playoff game and never making that deep playoff run or beating kind of the elite teams over and over and over again. I mean, that's not what Andy Dalton does. And we're going to talk about that in a second. I've got a lot of things here. But when we look at what he did with the Cowboys last season, once again, his stats were good, but they didn't result into wins. That's a little bit more on the defense, but just look at what that Cowboys offense was. That was the best offense Andy Dalton has been around, folks. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield. I mean, and then we got Gallup. I mean, folks, he has never had that many great weapons on a team at all, and this Bears weapons are severely lacking. They are not even close to what the Cowboys did last season on their team offensively, folks. This Bears team, I don't want to knock it as much because I have big respect for Allen Robinson. That is the clear-cut best weapon on that team, but everything else is real mediocre, and Andy Dalton does not have the ability to lift up mediocre talent. He doesn't. So let's go to Nick Foles' career games from last season because I want to say they're pretty good, kind of like what Andy Dalton's stats are. So let's see what his game logs were like in 2020. He played a couple of games, started. How many games in a row? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games he started, and he went 2-5 in that period from week 4 to week 10. So let's read his stats, and they may sound good, but they didn't result in any points and didn't result in any wins. So here we go. Game 1, he threw 61% for 249 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That was Andy Dalton's last preseason game. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but they only put up 11 points. Exactly what Andy Dalton did here in this game. Only put up 6 points and got absolutely blown out 41-15. Game number 2 for Nick Foles. Now they won it by only 1 point. Very close game. 71% completion percentage. That's fantastic. 243 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Once again, defense kind of carrying a little bit. Nick Foles goes 1 for 1. That's kind of what Andy Dalton does. Game number 3, they win, and this was a solid win here, a 7-point win. But 7-point win on 58% completion percentage for 198 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and they win the game because of the defense. Now they lose the next 4 games here. 70% completion percentage, 261 yards, no touchdown, 2 interceptions. Once again, everything's good besides those interceptions, and they lose the game but only put up 10 points. Next game, he goes 68% completion percentage. 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That was a good game, but they only put up 23 points. They lose by 3. 69% completion percentage, 335 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and they still lose 17-24. That's a great stat line, folks. 69%, 335 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and you can still only put up 17 points? Where are those yards coming from? If you're putting up 335 yards, that should be sustainable offense the entire game, leading to way more than 17 points. And then the last game, 57% completion percentage, 106 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interceptions. Real bad stat line right there, and they end up losing 13-19. So it's just like, yes, on paper the stats can be good, but they don't result into what needs to be resulted in to win games, which is points and moving the ball, sustaining drives, long drives, taking the time off the clock. Nick Foles didn't do it. That's why he lost, and they had to go back to Mitch Trubisky. And Andy Dalton is the same exact way, folks. Let's look up some of these drives here because he had 146 yards on 11 completions. That's more than 10 yards of completion, which is something that we do value. So let's see what these drives were looking like because they only still put up 6 points. So Andy Dalton, first drive, 3 and out. Oh, another pass incomplete on 3rd and 5. Has he completed any first down so far? Next drive. Oh, Andy Dalton out there. Here we go. 3rd and 9. 8-yard pass, a yard short. Womp, womp. You have to punt. And now you're down 14-0. 13-0 could be because the Bills missed the extra point. But you're down 13-0. That's what Andy Dalton does. That's what Andy Dalton does. That's what Andy Dalton does, folks. He does not get good out of the gate. You get down big, and then you're free to play loose for a little bit because, you know, there's a 14-point advantage. You can let it loose. And it even got worse here. They fumble here. Who fumbled this? Who fumbled the ball? We got the running back fumbled the ball, unfortunate. And then the Bills go down, but it's still a 3-and-out on the fumble. They fumble, and then Bills go down and make it 21-0. Now let's see what Andy Dalton does after giving the ball away offensively, down 21-0. You've got to step up and put some points out on the board. And what does he do? Goes 3-and-out, 2-yard pass on 3rd and 17, 2-yard pass on 3rd and 17. That's what you want? Oh my goodness, and then they get down 28-0, and then Andy Dalton has a one big play hitter go for 73 yards. That's not impressive. You're already down 28-0, not able to pick up a first down. So that's what you have confidence in Andy Dalton? Oh, Ryan Pace. No. How can you have confidence in this? I don't get it. What else does he say? Is it only just confidence? Let's go to this next quote right here. Let's read the lead up. Here we go. On the heels of back-to-back 8-8 campaigns, many believe Nagy and Pace need to be in a rush to produce winning seasons. We have been a champion of that narrative 100%. So once again, these guys are just going to go down with the ship. They don't want to. They're going based on their confidence. Well, we have seen what your confidence has gotten you the last couple of seasons, 8-8 and on the hot seat. So maybe go against what your confidence says to do because you're wrong. Your natural instincts are just wrong. As we see, oh my gosh, on the heels of back-to-back 8-8 campaigns, many believe Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace need to be in a rush to produce winning seasons to ensure they'll be back for the 2022 season. By then, it's altogether likely Dalton, who signed a one-year deal pack with Chicago, could be on to his fourth team in four seasons, and Fields will have taken the reins without question. So, you know Andy Dalton's not the future, so why are you delaying the future? It makes no sense, folks. It makes no sense to delay the future any longer. We know you're on the hot seat and you're trying to do everything right, but you're kind of been doing everything wrong. So why do we think you're going to get it right now when your back's against the wall? Quote here by Ryan Pace. Playing quarterback in the NFL, there's so much that goes into that and so much different than you'd even see in the preseason. The weekly preparation, seeing NFL defenses in the regular season, and all those things. I just think the more time he has to learn that and observe that, the better off for him. So why not do that with Justin Fields? If the game of quarterback is so hard, why are you delaying Justin Fields' progress by 1 year? I don't even think Jalen Hurts is going to be that good this season because he started so late last season. He didn't have that early experience under his belt. Tua had that experience under his belt. Joe Burrow has that experience under his belt. Justin Herbert has that experience under his belt. And we're expecting big things from really all those quarterbacks this season. Maybe not so much Joe Burrow because he is coming out of the injury. But, I mean, there's no reason to play Andy Dalton to start the season, swap out to Justin Fields, and not have him and just take away all that practice from him, all those reps, all that experience and reps, folks. That's what you have to do to learn and get better and advance your career in the NFL. And if you're backing up because the team is afraid to start you because they're afraid of, injuring you or traumatizing you or ruining your development, I think you're ruining his development either way, not playing him. All right, we get any more quotes here? Who's saying this one right here? This Ryan Pace still? Seems to be Ryan Pace. So let's read this lead up. For now, though, Dalton, a 3-time Pro Bowler with the Bengals, 3-time. Ooh, big deal. No playoff wins. Do I even care at that point? Will be the man for the Bears season opener against the LA Rams, while Fields will continue to impress with all his many attributes and give Bears fans the promise of tomorrow, while the Red Rifle leads the charge for today. Jeez, yeah, promise tomorrow. No, tomorrow never comes. So yeah, I'll take it today. One in the hand is worth two in the bush. Give me the bush. Give me the bush. bush. Or give me the hand, I'm sorry. Give me the hand in the bush. I'll take all three. All right, here we go. Quote here by Ryan Pace. Quote, we're confident in Andy. Yeah, we've heard. You don't have to keep saying that because that's the only thing you can't say about Andy Dalton. He can't even say Andy Dalton is as good. He's just saying, yeah, we have confidence. We're confident in Andy. Jeez. All right, we're confident in Andy. There's a lot of things with Andy, his experience. He's won a lot of games in the league. Yeah, regular season games. If you're hyped about regular season games, okay. Yeah, regular season wins are good. They result into playoff appearances, but there's no high pressure wins by Andy Dalton. This is a high pressure season for everybody on this Bears team. Allen Robinson, he wants a good quarterback. Matt Nagy needs a good quarterback so he can win games so he's not on the hot seat anymore. There's pressure. You think Andy Dalton's going to rise above the pressure because he didn't rise above the pressure in the preseason? All right. There's a lot of things with Andy, his experience. He's won a lot of games in this league, his decision-making, his intangibles. What intangibles does Andy Dalton have? I would like to see all those. His decision-making, his intangibles, his leadership. He may have some good leadership. I could maybe give him some points for that. There's so many veteran players that have come up to me and made comments about Andy Dalton and what he's doing in practices, in the locker room, in the huddle. All those little things that I think we're going to see pay off as we get into the season. You've heard people talk about Andy Dalton. I have not heard one chirp about Andy Dalton. We scour the internet every day for stories, folks, for what people are saying, players are saying, coaches are saying, personnel are saying. I have not ran into one positive Andy Dalton quote. Everything's been telling me good things about Justin Fields. I haven't heard anything good about Andy Dalton. So somebody's lying. Somebody's lying here. We got any more quotes? Two more quotes. Let's keep it up here. While Pace praises Dalton's veteran intangibles, he likewise praised Fields' similar intangibles, while giving a nod to Fields' dynamic talents, but stating they knew those were part of the package for the Ohio State product. Says, quote, we obviously knew about the arm talent, the athleticism, the work ethic, all those things, but when you get him out there in an NFL environment, he stays calm in the moment. His heart rate stays low. He processes fast. He goes through progressions. So what is wrong? What is wrong? He's there. He's good. He's slowing the game down. That's the biggest thing for rookies, slowing the game down, going through his progressions, and you're still not going with him. Why? Another quote here, last quote. Quote, I think you feel like you see a lot of young quarterbacks who kind of stare down an intended target, but you see him working through his progressions, which I think is really good to see from a young quarterback, but you don't have confidence. So Andy Dalton is so much better than what Justin Fields is displaying right now as a rookie? I'm not buying it. Folks, I can't buy it. He's not selling me at all. He says he has confidence in Andy Dalton. That's it. Nothing really specific. He has good intangibles. So I just don't understand, folks. I just don't understand. And I don't want to, retire from the show and resign, but they may make me. I'm going to get resigned because the clowns at the Bears, Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace, aren't doing what the right thing is. How crazy. I'm going to have to suffer the consequences. Damn it. Damn it. So that's where we're at with the Bears. And Andy Dalton is really, truly seeming like he's the starting quarterback for week one. Truly, truly unfortunate. We can't buy the Bears now. Week one. We won't. We won't bet on them. We won't root for them. We're rooting for their downfall because we want to see Justin Fields. It's unfortunate, but that's what Matt Nagy is forcing us to do. So, take it up with him. Unbelievable. Unbelievable here what's going on. Even Bill Belichick cut Cam Newton. Could you... It makes no sense, folks. Every rookie quarterback is going to start besides Justin Fields. Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson. Not Trey Lance. So I guess not the only one. But Jimmy Garoppolo is better than Andy Dalton, so it's not the same situation.